Hello friends, welcome to this video program. Being a student of education, being a researcher of education, and being a teacher educator, every day I am uploading certain video on the theme of education, mostly on the theme of educational research for you all. You as a student of education, you as a faculty, you as a researcher, as a teacher educator, if you find that these videos are useful for you, definitely you watch this video, and if you feel that these videos are useful for your students, those are doing their master and doing research in education, okay, and if your friends, your colleagues, those are interested in the discipline for doing some work in the discipline of education, you can forward these videos to them. At the same time, don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. So friend, today we'll discuss one of the important topic, that is doing educational research. So friends, being the follower of this discipline, education as a discipline, research is one of the very important work, and the work of research has started from the master program onwards, but as per the CBCS pattern of curriculum, choice based credit system pattern of curriculum, now research based curriculum or research based courses have been started from the very beginning of graduation program, okay. And at the same time, you see, the pedagogy of school teaching has also changed a lot as per the constructivist approach of teaching and learning process, as per the Vygotsky. You will find that starting from the primary education, elementary education, you say, in the school system, in secondary and senior secondary education, you will find that a type of research based inputs are given to the students. Means when they are writing their assignment, doing certain activities, most of the activities you will find that a type of inquisitiveness, inquisitive type of activities, means they will develop. It requires certain inquiry based learning, certain project based learning, certain problem based learning. So now we can say, standing at this point, at this time, we can say that research is not only a aspect which a researcher can do when they will do a research in their master, in MPhil or PhD, or for doing on any project. Rather, the importance of research for the students, this has started from the very beginning of their study. Means we can say that this has started from their school education onwards. So friends, what we will do in this session, we will discuss for doing a research in education, how we do the research. So what are the components, and what steps we supposed to follow for conducting our research in education, that we will discuss. So you see, every research is having, or research is a very scientific and systematic work. Means you will see the process of scientific approach, scientific study is followed for every type of research. Accordingly, for conducting a study in the discipline of education, in the discipline of psychology, even in the discipline of social science, maybe in political science, maybe in economics, maybe in sociology, maybe in anthropology, we follow certain steps for conducting our research. Maybe a very micro level research, or maybe macro level research. Maybe a research for our academic purpose, for our research purpose, or you can say for the project purpose also. So we follow certain steps, certain components, okay. Even if for doing research in fundamental subject areas, if I will give the example of, for doing research in science based subjects, okay, in physics, in chemistry, in biology and other areas of science, you will find that they also follow certain steps, certain components. So what we will do today, we will discuss about what are the important steps that should follow for conducting research, especially for conducting educational research and research in social science. So I will start my discussion that the first point or first step for conducting a research is selecting a research problem. Okay, first we have to select a problem. Then the second step, that is for doing the review of related literature. Then we will come to state certain research question. So research question is the next step. Then we have to write certain objectives of our study. Then of course we can start certain hypothesis, and if there is the requirement of hypothesis, and if your study demands for stating certain hypothesis, then we can start the hypothesis. Then operational definition of the term used in your problem. Then delimitation of the study, how you are delimiting your study. Then the most important aspect or step or component, you can say, in conducting a research, that is research methodology. Okay, what research methodology you are using in your study, and under the research methodology, what techniques, what tools, what is your sample, what statistical technique you will use for analyzing the data. That is also another aspect, that is also another step of your research. Then after research methodology, the next step is data analysis and interpretation, how you will analyze the data. Okay, what techniques you will use to analyze the data. Then after data analysis and interpretation, then findings and discussion of the result. Okay, so what findings you are getting, then how you are discussing the findings of your study. Okay, then after you can write the detailed summary of your research. Then of course the references, means what references you have used, what resources you have used for conducting your study. So these are you can say the major steps, major components for conducting your study. So today we will discuss it in chain of videos on doing educational research. In the first video, in the first session, we will discuss one of the aspect, that is the first aspect, selecting a research problem. So how we select a research problem, what precautions should be taken for selecting a research problem. So friends, let us proceed towards understanding a research problem and how to select a research problem. You see, as a researcher, as a new researcher, if you are a teacher, if you are a teacher educator, you might be supervising the students at the same time. If you are a student of research, if you are doing your master, MPhil or PhD, when you are meeting your supervisor, you have a communication with your supervisor. So during the communication, you are asking about, sir or madam, how shall I select my problem? Okay, how shall I select my problem? Where I will get the research problem on which I can conduct my study. So here you see, I will say the first source of selecting a research problem is the experience of the researcher. You see, researcher is the you can say most important person, because the researcher is highly involved in his study. Minutely he or she knows about every aspect of his study. So that's why your supervisor, your guide might have told you that whether certain problem is in your mind or not, whether you have experienced certain thing during your study that on which you can conduct your research. So here you see, the researchers are given most important for selecting a research problem, because many a time you see, being a person, being a member of the society, being a member of the family, being a member of the community where you are living, you might have observed many things, you might have experienced many things. Let me to give one example. Many a time you will find that in your immediate society, in your immediate community, even if in your family, let a child is differently able. Okay, differently able. So every day you are observing that child, how that child is doing his daily activities, how the child is interacting with others, and how others are dealing with their child. So you are getting a type of inspiration, you are getting a type of motivation that if you will get a scope for conducting a research, so why not to conduct a research on such topic, means how to deal a child of differently able. So I'm just putting one example. Accordingly, you can also set many examples that you are observing, that you are experiencing in your life. So that's why, friends, what I mean to say, the experience of the researcher is one of the major source for selecting a research problem. Then after the professional literature, that is also, you cannot ignore the professional literature, that is called as a review of related literature, means the researches that has been earlier conducted and which is available in different form, maybe in a form of thesis, maybe in a form of, you can say, that may be published somewhere, may be published in a book form, may be published in certain research journal, then you can say maybe you are getting it from an encyclopedia or other, from website, from Wikipedia, from different sources, online or offline sources that you are accessing every day. From there you are getting certain idea about the problem, that what are the different researches has been conducted on a particular area, and what type of researches have already not been conducted, and from there you are developing certain interest, certain motivation to conduct a study. So friends, professional literature which is already done, by reading the professional literature, by analyzing the professional literature, you are also getting certain information for selecting your research problem. So definitely we can say the professional literature is also one of the source for selecting your research problem. Then next I will say that inference from theory. Inference from theory. You see, so far as the discipline of education is concerned, our discipline deals many theories. Okay, I'm not saying only education discipline. You can take example of any discipline. Every discipline is having a knowledge base. Every discipline is having certain principles, certain theories in their practice. So here in education, if I'll give certain example, if I'll take the example of educational psychology, then you can say many theories are there. Theories related to motivations, theories related to self-concept, theories related to intelligence, theory related to achievement, theory related to aptitude, attitude, okay, so personality. So many concepts you will get, many principles you will get. So if you are motivated to do your research on any such theory, on any such concept, then when you go through the theory, when you will study the theory, when you will culture the theory, then you will find, you will get certain concept, and you will get certain knowledge base, and also you will get certain inference. You can draw certain inference from theory. So that's why we can say that when you study the theory, when you analyze the theory, then we can also get certain information, certain inferences to draw a research problem from that theory. Then one more source that is very much important, that I would like to say, that is technological and social changes. You see, our society is a dynamic society. It is a ever changing society. Society is not static. No society is static. So when society is changing, every day you will find that many changes are taking place in our social norm, in our education practices, in the field of science and technology. Let me to give one example. You see now, lockdown period is going on because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So here you see, the teachers and the academicians, the students earlier, they were highly depending on the face-to-face teaching system. Okay, though parallel system is there, one is the face-to-face system and other is the open and distance learning system. Still then you can say the major section of the students, we are coming to the face-to-face system. But here you see, in this lockdown period, you will find that even if in the face-to-face system as well as in the ODL system, all are adopting the online strategy of teaching and learning process. Okay, all are starting from the school to higher education, all are engaged in different types of online video tutorial, video lecturing. Okay, at the same time, what you are doing, we are developing certain videos in YouTube, and you are also going through that videos, and you are also learning many things. So friends, this is because of the development of science and technology. This is because of development of technology in online education, online learning. So friends, when there is changes in science and technology, when there is changes, when there is social changes, so these changes also creates many problems. Problem means many areas. It creates many areas for conducting the research. So that's why these sources, what I discussed, that is experience of the researcher, then study or analysis of the professional literature which is available, then inference from the theory, a detailed study of the theory on which you are going to select a problem for your study. At the same time, the technological and social changes that is happening every day in the society, every across the globe, and also within your society, that can be the sources for selecting a research problem. Then after you see, let you have selected a problem, and how do you understand that this problem is a good problem? So being a researcher, being a teacher, being a student of education, you should ask yourself certain question, and if you get a definite answer of this question, then you can say that your problem is a good one. So let me to put four questions. First question is the problem researchable? So the problem that you have selected, so you should ask yourself a question, that is the problem is researchable, whether you are able to conduct a research on that problem, whether you are going to get a standardized tool, or whether you are going to get certain theoretical construct, theoretical concept on that topic, on that problem, or whether you are able to construct a tool of your own. So that's why it should be very clear that the topic is researchable or not. All support services, whether you are going to get to conduct a study on that topic or not. If you are getting answer as yes, then definitely you can say that that is a good problem. Then is the problem a new one? As I was telling that why to go for unnecessary repetition? Okay. So when you are analyzing the professional literature, from there you can establish a type of research gap. Means what has been conducted earlier, and what is the findings of different researchers, and what is the research gap, means what has not been conducted yet, and on which you are going to conduct your study. So friends, professional literature, studying the professional literature will engage you for selecting a good problem, for providing or for putting certain newness, certain innovativeness to your problem. So your problem, your research problem should be an innovative problem, should be a new problem. Okay, so that is, if you are getting the answer is yes, your problem is a new problem, you are going to bridge the gap of research, means a certain problem which has not solved by others, solved by the result findings of other researchers, then you can say that your problem is a good problem. Then is the problem is significant? So after all, what research we are doing for whom? We are doing for this knowledge society, we are doing for this society, okay, for the community. So you should be very clear that how your research will help the society, how the societal members, how the students, teachers, those are part of the society, they are getting benefited by your research. So that's why you can say your research should contribute something for the society, okay, certain new contribution, okay, maybe in the field of teaching and learning, maybe in the field of curriculum, maybe in the field of guidance and counseling, okay. So in any field, certain contribution should be there from your research, then you can say that your research is a good one. Then the last point I would like to mention here, that is the problem is feasible, means you are getting a very little time, maybe few months or maybe few years. So the topic that you have selected for your study, whether that is means you can conduct the study within that stipulated time period, whether you are going to complete the study within a few months, within 2 years. So that should be another aspect. So friends, we discuss about that where to select a problem, how to select a problem, then after how to take a decision, or how to evaluate your research problem that your research problem is a new problem. So friends, in our next program we will discuss certain new aspect of doing educational research. Thank you.